Alright, so here's a quick overview of our bait pump installation for our bait tank that's coming up. Tank's not here yet, but we got everything plumbed in. So I'm going to kind of go over some do's and don'ts. First and foremost in this installation, I use the existing Seacock. So there is a raw water washdown pump that is up here. Now with a raw water washdown pump, it has a strainer. And the strainer is to keep any debris from flowing up the Seacock and clogging up the pump. Now, on this bait pump, this is a Jabasco Cyclone. This thing is like a meat grinder. You don't have to run a strainer with it. Anything that will come through it, any kelp or any like seaweed, is just gonna get chopped to pieces and is gonna flow right through. So no need to use a strainer with it. If you want to, you're more than welcome to, but you really don't need to. So first and foremost, all of your connections, they need to be properly sealed. So the best way to do that is to always double clamp and use some marine sealant. So I use 5200 for this connections on this application. Another thing to look out for is your fittings. When you're using brass fittings, make sure that you're using the proper thread. So if you're using a 90 and you have a T fitting, make sure they are both the same thread so you get the proper penetration on your fittings. You don't want those popping off. Just like a Seacock, you want to be able to shut this off for any reason. If something were to happen, let's say you got a bad hose, you need to be able to shut this water off immediately to keep your boat from sinking. Now that goes for my return. So I have a 1.5 inch return here. So there's a Seacock on that, or a valve on that too, because it is below the water line. So this is a good way to prevent anything from happening. What can go wrong will go wrong. So make sure that any through hole fitting is below the water line. There is a proper shut off valve immediately on it, not way up the line, but right at it. So I like to use brass stuff. So I have brass through holes and brass valves right at the entry points. Now for the pump, this is going to get split into a wide because I have two 30-gallon parts to my tank. So I'm going to control one bank with this shutoff valve and the second bank with my other shutoff valve. So these can be PVC. They're downline from the pump and they can be turned off from the Seacock. So that's why I have PVC up here. But these are all things to think about when you're putting this stuff together. Now I use plastic fittings. They're still sealed with marine sealant. You can pick up these these fittings. The best place that I found that were cheapest was like for wakeboard boats. They have a bunch of ballast tanks, so you can find these 3/4 and 1.5 fittings really cheap, way cheaper than West Marine or anything like that. So things to keep in mind, like this hose, I think it's like $5 a foot. At West Marine, I think I paid like $1.29. So when you're looking for that stuff, keep those things in mind. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll be best to answer them, and we'll check this thing out, the second part, once the tank arrives. If you like what you saw today, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.